Plus, they're hiring service plumbers. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. This is the Happy Hour.
You guys going to happy hour?
Live from the Coppel Chevrolet GMC studios in the heart of Lincoln, America.
Yeah, maybe I'll come for a couple.
Here are your hosts, Nick Sainert.
I want to know what it's like to commit a crime without having to spend time in jail.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
C is for chunk.
Brought to you by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Happy Thursday, everybody. Guess what? It's still my voice. I know you're all annoyed, but guess what? I'm still here, and you're going to have to deal with it. This is the Happy Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Happy Hour sponsored by Empire Fence and Netting. I am Rico. I am joined not by Nicholas because he decided to leave me.
He's gone.
And go to Colorado for
Which I'm
some
going to this weekend.
golfing trip or whatever he's doing. Stupid. And I'm joined by Nathan Brennan, everybody's 17th favorite Virginia Tech.
Whoa. You couldn't even name 16 people that went to Virginia Tech.
I couldn't, but everybody tells me that I said favorite last time. I was wrong. I said fifth favorite. I was wrong. So I just keep going lower and lower every time until somebody tells me to stop.
In my defense, Virginia Tech did come out with a hype video today, and I shared it on Instagram, so that should give me a few brownie points.
Would it?
I don't know. I mean, I'm true. This is the thing, and I stand by this. I'm a Nebraska fan. I've become ingrained with the culture, but I will always stick with my alma mater. I am a good alumni of the school, and I donate the very bare minimum to the Hokie Club.
Do you?
I do. $25 a year. And it got me an ACC champion flag. That was like an 8x10 flag, too. It was like a sheet of paper. But that $25, it got me somewhere.
Look at that. You're helping somebody do something. I don't know what your $25 is doing.
That's the thing I will say. At first, I was like, okay, well, this means absolutely nothing. I'm probably the smallest donor out of everyone. But then I thought about it. Virginia Tech probably has, I don't know, 100,000 donors that donate. And if everyone donates $25, it's $2.5 million. That's a new facility. Or like a nutrition center or something. I don't know.
I mean, that's probably like...
Did I do that math right? That might be $25 million. I should know this.
I don't know.
Quick math.
I'm terrible at math, so I'm not even going to try.
I'm actually pretty good at math. That's why I got that like $2.5 million.
$2.5 million would not be a new facility.
$2.5 million. It'd be like a nutrition center.
That'd be like half of a new, not like a quarter of a new facility.
They should call it
these are.
The Nathan Brennan Nutrition Center, because I'm an advocate for everyone donating $25, and then in turn, we should that advocacy should be named after me.
We should ask Virginia Tech about this. I'm sure they would say no at all.
Rubber Duck says trading in Nicholas for Nate the Skate.
There you go.
I've heard Nate the Skate, Nate Doggy Dog, as Strick calls me, but Strick also calls himself Stricky. So
I do love Stricky.
I do love.
Whenever
Stricky
he calls himself Stricky, it's great. But anyways, so just to give you guys a little rundown of what's going to happen in the happy hour today, and just to get more people involved.
We won't be talking Virginia Tech
because I love getting people involved. No Virginia Tech talk.
No Virginia Tech.
I wish.
We're
going to hit on some NBA in this segment. Maybe I asked Nathan the same question I asked Bach and I asked all of you earlier. But then in the second segment, we're doing the tip jar. 402-464-5685. In the second segment, around 2:30, send in your most wildest thoughts, your most random thoughts, questions, comments, concerns. We will read them, we will answer them, and it'll be a grand old time. Again, that's the second segment at 2:30. But right now,
we can disparage Nick because
we can, here. And that's always everybody's favorite part of the tip jar when Nick isn't here is disparaging him. So right. If you would like to disparage Nick at 2:30, go right ahead. But right now, we're going to talk NBA, and then I'm going to ask Nate a question about Nebraska football. But for right now, Nate was excited before we got on the air for some reason with some NBA news. Nate, would you like to share this
know.
news with everybody that totally cares?
I wish we had a breaking news.
We do.
Oh, do we
Hold on,
really?
we have a
All
breaking
let me
news.
hear. Oh, nice. That is awesome. Breaking news out of Indianapolis. DeAndre Ayton agrees to a 4-year, $133 million max offer sheet with the Pacers. That now gives the Phoenix Suns 48 hours to match, courtesy of ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski. I don't think I said that right. That
Just
was
call
about
him
to be,
Woj.
that would be really cool there for a second.
It would have been.
Woj. I don't know how I feel. So this is kind of interesting because they still have Miles Turner on the roster. That is true. They still have Miles Turner on the roster. I'm assuming that this move would mean that he would inevitably be traded. I'm not sure the value for Miles Turner. Malcolm Brogdon warranted a first-round pick, but it's the Celtics' first-round pick, so that's
It'll be
25 to 30 probably.
Yeah, it'll be nothing.
Basically, I won't say worthless because there are diamonds in the rough, but it's not like the NFL. Like the NFL, you can get a second-round pick, and that's an incredibly valuable pick. I'd take a second-round pick any day of the week. If you're outside of the lottery in the NBA, nah. But I like the move with DeAndre Ayton. The Pacers are obviously tanking. They traded away Sabonis. They traded away Brogdon. Looks like Miles Turner's probably going to be next. Victor Oladipo was traded here. I guess it was an offseason. It was a while ago now. And
It was
I
2
can't
years
even
ago,
remember.
wasn't it?
It was 2 years ago. And the worst part about it, they ended up getting Karis LeVert for it, who they ended up just trading anyways. The Pacers are in shambles, but they do have some good young pieces. Tyrese Halliburton, turns out he's pretty good. Chris Duarte was their first-round pick last year. This year they got Benedict Mathurin, who scored 20 in the Summer League the other day. I'm interested. I want to talk to Strick about this. Pacers alum and in the Summer League right now, so maybe I'll ask him about that. The Pacers are one of those teams. I mean, you kind of take what you can get. If you're not going to offer DeAndre Ayton the max, who else are you going to offer? I mean, there's no one realistically that is going to voluntarily sign with the Pacers, except for a guy like DeAndre Ayton. I don't know. He'll get you 18 and 10. Probably about what Sabonis got you, maybe a little bit of a better rim protector.
Is DeAndre Ayton, he's not a very good rim protector at all, though. But
better than Sabonis.
He's better than
Sabonis just doesn't play defense.
You're right. He's better than Sabonis, but he's not very good at all. Does the addition of DeAndre Ayton make you? Were they a playoff team last year?
No, absolutely.
Does DeAndre Ayton make you a playoff team?
No, I don't think he makes you a playoff team. But I think what the Pacers are trying to do, and a lot of small market teams do this, and you'll see, it's more just kind of building a young core. I mean, you got to keep in mind Chris Duarte's 24, Tyrese Halliburton's 22, Benedict Mathurin, who's just drafted, is 20, 21 years old. DeAndre Ayton, this is his first contract, and he came out after 1 year. So he's, 22, 23 years old?
Did he play the whole year at Arizona?
I'm pretty sure he played 1 year. Well, he played 1 year.
But I'm saying, did he play the whole year? Because I know that, or was it after that their coach got in trouble with the phone calls
I
and
don't
the
remember
offering money?
He had to have played at least a decent amount because he was the number 1 overall pick, right?
I mean, James Wiseman was the number 1 overall pick. He played 3 games.
He was the number 1 overall pick?
I believe so.
No.
Or was he number 3? Kyrie Irving was the number 1 overall pick, and he played like 8 games for Duke.
That is true. And he got hurt. Well, the thing about Kyrie, that wasn't a very loaded draft class. I'm trying to think. Did he play? I know he was a 5-star. He was not the number 1 guy in the class.
He might have played the entire season. I remember that draft class was fun because it was Ayton, Luka, Trey Young. Like for the most part.
Oh yeah, he
like
definitely he played the whole season. So
Okay.
he was voted a consensus first-team All-American. Furthermore, Ayton was one of 3 freshmen to be part of the All-American first team. He joins Marvin Bagley and Trey Young. Shout out to Marvin Bagley. Marvin Bagley, I'll tell you all right now, Marvin Bagley was the best player I've ever seen play in person.
Really?
I saw him play at Virginia Tech, and when I saw him play, I swore, I was like, this kid's going to be legit. His athleticism is unbelievable.
Dude has impeccable footwork.
It's insane. And people sleep on his athleticism. He is the most athletic person I've seen on a basketball court. Because I didn't get to see Zion because I had an exam that night.
Oh,
that's why
I would have gone anyways.
You don't major in finance.
I would have gone anyways.
Because those professors don't give a damn about anything. See, journalism professors, they would have understood. But I double majored in finance too.
My professor would have been like, no, you need to go. Like you need
exactly.
to
no,
have
but
you write a story about this.
A finance professor. So it was an accounting exam the night that we played Duke. And Zion was playing, so I missed that. So Marvin Bagley's the best player I've seen playing. I've also
did Virginia Tech win and storm the court that one, or was that a different game?
That was my freshman year of college, and that was on New Year's Eve. That was awesome because that was Who was it? It was Luke Kennard's team.
There you go.
That was Luke Kennard. That team was awesome. And that, people forget, was the one game. If you remember, Grayson Allen was suspended for one game
And it was
for
that
tripping.
game.
It was the game against Virginia Tech. I've never seen fans go at a college athlete like that. Like, it got bad.
Jeez.
Like, we were literally just, like, pointing at him. You know, like the chop where you, like,
Yeah.
point at someone and you yell, bull,
Yeah.
expletive.
Of course.
We were literally saying that, but it was bleep you Grayson, and it was directed right at him. Just literally the entire. We wouldn't even be watching the game for half the time. It was just directed towards Grayson Allen, pure hatred. Because people, especially when he was at Duke, because people hate Duke already enough. And it was Grayson Allen, and he had just tripped. I don't remember who he tripped, but
I think it was Florida
bad.
State.
I think it was Florida State. But that was hostile. We stormed the court then, and then there was a game against UVA that we ended up storming. Virginia Tech basketball on the up and up. People forget that. But
I don't think people forget about it. I know we said we weren't going to talk Virginia Tech, but we kind of got off on that.
No. But where was I even going with this? Oh, Marvin Bagley, best player that I've seen play in person. But yeah, the small market teams, I mean, there's nothing you can really do. The Pacers, you got to think, the past 20 years, the best teams they've had were Roy Hibbert, who they drafted, Paul George, who they drafted outside of the lottery and got lucky, and Lance Stevenson, who was a second-round pick. And they traded Kawhi Leonard for George Hill.
Yeah. No, I thought it was for Paul George.
They drafted Kawhi Leonard and then traded him on draft day for George Hill to the Spurs.
Okay.
So that kind of brought out, and then you got David West in free agency. So teams like that, that's all you can really do. So I understand what they're doing. Do I think it's going to win them a championship? No, but it's a step in the right direction. I think you tank one more year, you get another lottery pick, and then you start building your young core. That's all you can do.
Really?
That's all. I mean, that's why it's so confusing. And I was driving on my way back from the gym. I heard you guys talking about the Jazz and Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell. That's why if you're
Shout
the
out
Jazz,
Donovan Mitchell, who's going to be traded to the Knicks in the next
we
couple
can
of
get
days.
into the Knicks, which is a dumpster fire of an organization. Talk about someone who should be a free agent.
They're going to be fine.
That's what's so frustrating is teams like the Pacers are just as successful. And probably out of every team in the NBA, Minnesota might be the least likely free agent destination. Indiana's up there. People don't want to play for the Pacers, which is kind of sad. But the Jazz is up there too. If you're not going to try and make it work with Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell, and they had Bogdanovich too. I don't know if he's still on the team.
He is.
Like, what is your goal as the Jazz? You're not. I don't see you possibly getting a better rebuild. Team than that.
They just got a new head coach who's like 35 years old. So it's his first head coaching job. They're trying to make sure everybody is significantly younger than him.
Lightning doesn't strike twice, though.
No.
Like, you lucked out with both Gobert and Donovan Mitchell, Donovan Mitchell, if I remember correctly, was a late lottery pick.
Oh, yeah.
He was maybe the 11th overall pick or something.
The Knicks took Frank Ntilikina.
Oh, good God. Perfect example. And the savior of the Knicks was Kristaps Porzingis, which don't even get me started on that nonsense.
He played great basketball. It didn't lead to wins.
Exactly. So who cares? This is what I don't understand is, like, if you're a small market team, like, if you can't make it work with Gobert and Mitchell, who you both convinced to sign long-term contracts, I don't understand what you're doing. It could be a while for the Jazz to be good again. It could be a long while.
Yeah, especially with how the West is coming into form now, and all of these teams who maybe you wouldn't have been. I mean, look, Memphis for the longest time was just a team that you would have to play, and you would go in there knowing, all right, we're only going to score 77 points, and we're going to get our teeth kicked in. To now they're one of the younger and one of the more explosive teams in the league. And you're like, oh, wait a minute, this is happening. Oklahoma City, who, although they are extremely young, have some surprisingly talented players, especially Josh Giddey and now Chet Holmgren, who made an amazing pass in Summer League the other night. He's going to be...
I'm not too high on Chet Holmgren.
He's going to be really good stretching the floor offensively, and his defensive instincts are good. I don't think he can hold his own in the post with anybody.
Absolutely not, and that's what's going to hold him back. Chet Holmgren's a sixth man, in my opinion.
Really?
You throw him as a sixth man, he'd be pretty good. And throw him against a second unit.
Well, I think he's a Kristaps, but he's a stretch four. You're not going to put him at 5. You
No,
can't put him at 5. He's
but
too
that's
thin.
the thing is I don't know if he can defend the 4. I don't know if he can defend the 5.
He's fast enough.
That's the problem.
He's quick enough. He has the leaping ability, and he's got long enough arms. He can defend.
You put him against the
4,
second unit, I think that's where he would be most successful.
I mean, maybe, but
he's just not big enough. He's not. And
That's
look,
what they said about Kevin Durant, not comparing the two, but
okay,
just
well.
size-wise. Just size-wise. Just size-wise.
Even Kevin Durant was actually I've seen
Kevin
videos
Durant
of
couldn't
Kevin
bench
Durant.
the bar.
I know, which was funny. I've seen that video. That is awesome. But I don't know. I'm not huge on Chet Holmgren. Box says he's going to put on weight, and I'm like, you need to realize guys with that body type don't just put on weight. Like it doesn't work like that. And
No.
even if you put him on the most serious nutrition plan, which I promise you at Gonzaga, he was on a legitimate nutrition plan. That dude was probably eating 7 peanut butter and jellies a day, just throughout the day, because that's what they do to get you bigger. Is you eat a ton of peanut butter and jelly.
Really?
Yes, I had a buddy who was a quarterback for Virginia Tech, shocker, and he was too small. He's about 6'4", and when he came in, he was about 165, 170. And he would just eat peanut butter and jellies all day. So he would finish a workout, and they would say, until you eat these 3 peanut butter and jellies, you're not allowed to go home. So they would just feed him peanut butter and jelly. So that, again, I don't know if that's what they do with Chet Holmgren, but that has to be eating at least 4,000, 5,000 calories a day, maybe more. Guys like that just don't put on weight, and I think that's what's going to hold him back ultimately.
I think he'll get stronger. I don't know how many years it's going to take. He'll get stronger. He'll come into his own. I said it before about players, and I was dead wrong. So I'm gonna try to avoid it because I said I said Trey Young wouldn't. I was like, he's too small. It's not gonna work in the league. He's too small. It's not gonna work.
Is Trey Young working though?
It's working.
It's
working.
Is it working?
I said Anthony Edwards, cool. He's very athletic and he can dunk. I don't see him doing much else. I was wrong. So
I don't think your Trey Young take is too far off, though.
it is.
He scores a lot of points. Yeah.
Look, I was like, the Luka Doncic Trey Young trade. I was like, oh, Dallas won this 100%,
and they did.
And Luka is a for sure, all-star. Whatever. I'm not going to go too
future
far.
MVP.
I'm not going to say it. Yeah, probably that. But Trey Young, look, Trey Young is an all-star. He could win MVP 1 year.
This is the problem with a guy like Trey. Does he make your team better?
Yes.
You sure about that?
Yes.
I don't know about that.
He is a fantastic scorer. He's more than a willing passer. The only thing that
so
he
is
doesn't
Russell
make,
Westbrook.
The only thing he doesn't, not the same to level of scoring as Trey Young. The only thing Trey Young does not do well and is a liability is, again, his size and his defense.
His defense is abysmal.
It's terrible. But if he can go the Steph Curry route, who when he first got in the league was not the greatest defender. And again, not comparing the two, so don't do this. If he can go the Steph Curry route and be more of a passing lane kind of guy, and if you can get somebody on his team that can cover the main ball handler, the best, if there's the best player on the team is the point guard, you can get somebody like a Klay Thompson, just a really good defender to guard that person, and you switch Trey Young onto somebody else who is maybe, not going to handle the ball as much and not, try to drive past you. That could be something that he could, excel in, be a passing lane stealer and work on his defense that way. But straight up one-on-one, it's going to be tough for him, especially just with his size.
Well, he as a number one, if he's the number one on your team, you'll never win a championship. Basically is what I'm saying. Would he ever take the second fiddle and be a second player on a team? I don't know, to be determined. But that's why I wouldn't put him in the MVP category because, again, if he is your best player, which Atlanta, I'm not saying they're a great overall roster, but if he is your number one, you're not going to win a championship. Also, Ryan, no offense, but the 76ers, this was Ben Simmons' 76ers. Ryan says Trey Young single-handedly beat the 76ers in last year's playoffs. I'm from Philly. I watched every game. If it wasn't for Trey Young, we probably would have been playing another team. Again, I'm not disagreeing with that, and I trust your judgment on this. But this is also Ben Simmons' 76ers, so we got to take that with
Trey Young was the reason Ben Simmons didn't go up.
Ben Simmons is also bad.
Trey Young played amazing defense on that play where Ben Simmons passed it out from under the hoop. He didn't want to dunk it on Trey Young.
That was funny.
He was scared.
I do remember that.
Trey Young, great defense.
Ben Simmons. Also, I really hope the Nets trade Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving because I think that will be the single funniest thing in maybe professional sports that at one point in time, and it would end up being like 6 months earlier, you had James Harden, Kevin Durant, and Kyrie Irving, which you thought was the truth, which two are knuckleheads, and one thinks he's way better than he really is, and James Harden. And now you're going to end up with Ben Simmons. Like, that is honestly really funny.
I love it.
That's how it works out.
Nobody is talking enough about that. The fact that, you want to know something funny?
And hey, Joe Harris. Shout out Joe Harris.
Obi Toppin has more wins in New York than Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving.
That is awesome.
Julius Randle and RJ Barrett have scored more points in New York than Kevin Durant
Really?
and Kyrie
I guess
Irving.
they've played full seasons, so
Well, even then, Kevin Durant was averaging like 20-some points a game. RJ Barrett's highest scoring points average in a season was this last year when he averaged like right at 20.
wow.
In like the 3 seasons that Kevin
Wow.
Durant and Kyrie have been together. This is also a funny stat. I think it was Hakeem Olajuwon and Vince Carter played more
Nice.
games together than Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant played together.
Really?
Hakeem played for Toronto at one point.
He did. He did. That is very accurate, actually. That was also a young Vince Carter. Shout out, throwback. That's about honestly that
like
right
all
there.
of those stats, like it didn't work.
What
it wasn't
you
even
just
close
said-
to working.
That is the problem with the NBA. Is what is it like that? It's not entertaining to me, and this is why I think NBA has lost viewers and why it's just gotten incredibly frustrating. Like you have Kevin Durant, James Harden, Kyrie Irving, a bunch of knuckleheads on one team. What does it get you? 44 wins in the first exit in the playoffs.
You got you,
And now
no
they're all
playoff
demanding a
series.
trade. That's why, Ryan, if you want to go ahead and text us, I'm curious. So Ryan says that he's a Philly fan. Do you like signing James Harden? What did he sign for? 2 years, 3 years?
I think it was 2. It's a team-friendly contract, apparently.
That still might be the most foolish contract in the NBA. I think James Harden is basically a team killer.
Joel Embiid wanted him. You make Joel Embiid happy.
That is fair. I will give you Joel Embiid
That's-
is the man.
That's what it is.
But my God, James Harden is just a headache, and Kyrie Irving is even more of a nut job.
I mean, the thing was, James Harden was more than willing to take a back seat to Joel Embiid. He was willing. He was willing to play point guard because Kyrie didn't want to play point guard. Like, he's been making all of these concessions, and then he kind of gets blackballed. Like, he got blackballed in Brooklyn because Kyrie didn't want to play, and everybody was like, "Oh, it's because of James Harden." And Harden's like, "He wanted me to be point guard. He's like, all right, fine, trade me. I don't want to be here then."
Did you also see that Kyrie was holding his own practices?
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
Couldn't practice with the team.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, the NBA is just not what
He
it
wouldn't.
was.
He
It's
wouldn't get
sad.
vaccinated. And speaking of not getting vaccinated, and not being able to play, you see what's going on with the Kansas City Royals.
I did see what's going on with the Royals.
Why? Was it 9 players?
It was something. I think it might have been 10.
And did you see Whit Merrifield's comment?
If he was on a better team, he'd get vaccinated. I saw that. Also, Dusty says, I have a rule for Nate. Every time he talks about Virginia Tech, he needs to remind everyone he thinks we're going 9-3 this season. That is true, Dusty. I will make sure that everyone knows. Every time I talk about Virginia Tech, I'll say Nebraska 9-3. And I stand by that.
Okay.
That's what I said. I said, if Virginia Tech, I can talk about Virginia Tech all I want. This is the deal I made with the listeners. I can talk all I want as long as I speak Nebraska 9-3 into existence.
Okay. Well, good luck with that.
I'm speaking it into existence now. 9-3. Only losses to Michigan. No, they're going to beat Oklahoma. Honestly, maybe 10-2. I'll go Michigan,
Jeez.
a weird road game. They're going to have a weird letdown like Rutgers. Michigan,
that
Rutgers.
game actually scares me, and people make fun of me for it. Dude, you're going to Sleepy Piscataway, and there's like Rutgers, like, it's a blackout on that Friday. I'm like, yeah, you're gonna have like 5 people wearing black shirts, whatever. Sleepy Piscataway on a Friday, it throws off your entire schedule for the week. You have to go up there and play a
It's
Rutgers
a weird
team
game. It's weird.
who is going to be better than you think. They're not going
Nebraska
to be
will
good.
still be the better team.
They're not going to be good, but they're going to be better than you think. And if you take any plays off, they might get you. You're not going to get blown out, but Rutgers could a game-winning field goal.
Well, the problem about that with Rutgers is that, 1, it is on the road on a Friday, which is just weird. 2, Nebraska's going to be 5-0 at that point, so that's the letdown written all over it. Because if Nebraska's 5-0 against Rutgers, will be like
they're going to be coming off their Indiana win.
1-4, and Nebraska's going to be 5-0. Here's my prediction right now. Here's the Nathan Brennan stamp of prediction.
Oh goodness.
Rutgers is going to be 1-4 or 1-3. Nebraska's going to be 5-0, ranked 14th in the country.
They're not going to be that high.
They're gonna have a win against Oklahoma.
They're
Keep that in mind.
they're going to be like 20th.
They're gonna have a win against Oklahoma, and they're gonna be undefeated.
If they beat Oklahoma and they're undefeated, they're going to be like 20th. They're not getting in the top 15.
I'm saying 14. They're playing Rutgers. They're gonna lose by like 20, get bumped out of the rankings, go on a little bit of a run, lose to Michigan,
Okay.
and then they're gonna lose to Rutgers. Michigan, is Iowa on the road?
I don't remember.
Damn it! I'm pretty sure Iowa is on the road.
I think it is. Yeah, it's on.
No. They're gonna beat Iowa
because the last 4 go Minnesota, Michigan, Wisconsin, Iowa. It's the last 4.
Wisconsin's at home. They'll beat Wisconsin by 30. I'll go. Is Minnesota at home?
Yes, because
Is
they were
Minnesota-
up in were they up in no, they're on the road at Minnesota.
They're on the road at Minnesota.
So I think it's at
Help me
think
out
it's
here,
like-
text line.
we can look it up, but I just didn't want to. But we definitely can, and I will.
Help me out,
in 2
text line.
seconds.
All right, so that Rutgers, Michigan, and if they play Wisconsin at home, they'll beat Wisconsin. I'll go Minnesota if it's on the road. If it's at home, Nebraska wins by 30.
Okay, the last 4 are home against Minnesota, at Michigan,
They'll lose against Michigan.
home against Wisconsin,
They'll beat Wisconsin.
at Iowa.
I'll go at Iowa. Is their loss?
Okay,
So 3. Those are my 3. The problem with that is I don't know if you win the Big Ten West.
I mean you got a nice.
I guess Michigan doesn't count.
You got a crappy road stretch where you have to go to Rutgers on a Friday, and then you have to go to Purdue.
That's going to be a tough game. But I've heard Bach talk about for probably the last 3-4 weeks how great Aiden O'Connell is,
I hate
and
it. I hate it.
no, and
It's
it's
ruined it for me.
It drives me absolutely nuts. So
That
no,
field,
Nebraska will beat Purdue.
that field is garbage, though. There have been a lot of injuries to opposing teams. on that
Purdue
field.
is just a terrible school in general. I'm Team Indiana.
Okay.
Always have been. Purdue is. I'm not about.
I can get down with that. All right. We're going to take a break. Up next, the tip jar. So everybody, 402-464-5685. Get your weird questions. Get your strange questions, your strange comments, your strange concerns. Send them over to us, Nathan and myself. We will be here to answer them, read them, answer them, whatever you want. We'll read almost anything. Up next on the Happy Hour.
Follow Nick and Enrique on Twitter at Nick_Sainert and at Radio Rico AC. More of Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
With your Southeast Community College High School Minute, I'm Gus Cottle. With American Legion baseball scores from this weekend, GBG Northeast defeated Carpetland 6-5. Hickman defeated Eastview 13-12. Hickman defeated Renner, South Dakota 4-3. Omaha Gross defeated J.C. Brager 9-1. Kickapoo defeated Waverly 6-4. Pinnacle Bank defeated Cavaliers Moon, Kansas 6-3. And Waverly defeated Cavaliers White, Kansas. Omaha native and former Creighton Prep soccer standout Eddie Gordon recently made his debut for professional soccer club Union Omaha. At Creighton Prep, Gordon led the Junior Jays to 3 consecutive state titles and won back-to-back Nebraska State Gatorade Player of the Year awards. Gordon signed with Union Omaha in April and recently made an appearance for Sporting Kansas City. This has been your Southeast Community College High School Minute. Learn more today at southeast.edu with locations in Lincoln, Beatrice, and Milford.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric ensures our home and office HVAC systems run smoothly throughout the year to provide maximum comfort and convenience. Routine maintenance reduced our operating costs just by improving the efficiency of our unit. Consider a maintenance agreement to ensure you too receive priority for services and scheduling. This helps meet manufacturer warranty requirements. Action delivers honest quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $22.58 per hour. And other select jobs is starting at $24.28 per hour, with wages growing up to $30.30 per hour. Continental also has salaried jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Registration is now open for all fall sports leagues through Lincoln Parks and Rec. Adult volleyball, kickball, softball, and youth NFL flag football. Competitive and recreational leagues are available, so whether you're an athlete, a former athlete, or a wannabe athlete, there's a league for you. Plus, check out their paid opportunities for officials and referees. Contact Lincoln Parks and Rec to learn more, or head to teamsideline.com/LincolnNE before July 24th to register your team. That's teamsideline.com/LincolnNE.
There's not many things worse than having plumbing issues at your home or business, but it's even worse if the problem isn't fixed correctly. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time, and they specialize in several things: general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. Plus, they're hiring service plumbers. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Did you know that the U.S. has added over 1,100 new breweries in the last 18 months? Learn more by shopping at Myers Cork and Bottle, 13th and South, and by tuning into Thirsty Thursdays with Kevin Myers, because sports are better with a drink in your hand and a friend at your side.
Put a frog in a pot of boiling water and it'll jump right out. But put a frog in a pot of cool water and slowly heat it up, that frog will boil. As a metaphor for us and all that we go through as veterans, it's a story that rings true. We learn to endure the heat in silence. We apply what we learn to life, the bills, the job, the family, things we're expected to handle with ease. When life heats up around us, we just try to stay afloat. We let the water boil. Reaching out isn't easy, but you've never been interested in easy. You join because you are not afraid of hard work. You are not a frog. If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait until the water boils. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach. Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Morning thunderstorms will give way to partly sunny skies and a hot afternoon with a high of 94. South winds could gust over 25 at times. We'll see another slight chance of thunderstorms tonight with a low of 75. And more heat on the way for your Friday. Highs tomorrow around 96. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
I grew up hearing that women are bad with money, but like many of you, I spent years paying bills, managing checking accounts, and taking care of my family. So turns out women are pretty good with money after all. And now I'm taking control of my financial future by saving for retirement. It's never too late to start, and there's a great website to help you. Check out WeSaySaveIt.org and jumpstart your retirement savings on your budget and your timeline. That's WeSaySaveIt.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
You're listening to The Happy Hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez-Clary. Presented by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
I forgot to put the tip jar music in.
Oh, Rico.
But it's okay because I can play it, which is exactly what I am about to do.
All right, nice.
In 3, 2, 1.
You're listening to The Happy Hour
Let me ask you a question about the tip cup, because I had a little thing with the calzone guy.
with Nick Sainert.
What did you just say? Go put $1 in the jar right now. Are you serious? Yeah, now. Damn it.
And Enrique Alvarez-Clary.
A big old chocolate ass in MetLife.
What?
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is just the greatest. I don't care what anybody says. Okay, we got to read some texts. Thank you all for participating in the tip jar. It's going to be good. We've already got a couple of texts. Thank you all. Ryan from Nashville. First up, I miss Jamal Lord. That was my first ever jersey. What was y'all's first Husker jersey? What was yours?
I don't have one, but last year I was looking on one of my bootleg websites for an Ndamukong Suh jersey. I thought that would be cool, but I kind of want to get one that's more ironic that someone wouldn't have. Text line, help me out with that.
Good luck with that.
424-645-685. I want an ironic jersey that would be funny, but also vintage and also cool and also someone that was good. I need
That's
like
a lot of stipulation.
No, I know. That's why I need the text line to help me out with that.
So my first one was not like a player. It was just a Shields jersey, and it was 18.
Nice.
So I got it,
Those
and
are
it
the
was
best.
it was the year, I believe it was that year, Trey Bryant was actually wearing 18 and had a good first 2-3 games and ended up getting hurt. But that was my first ever Husker jersey. I ended up giving it to my friend who didn't have a Husker jersey, and he was in the Navy, and he was stationed out in Florida. I think he was in Jacksonville. He didn't have a Husker jersey, so I ended up giving it to him. But now I have one. I think it's 19. So I just get the ones from
Whoever
Shields.
19 is.
Yeah, just get the ones from Shields. They don't have a name or anything. So, stuff like that. Dusty, if you were Nick and could change one thing about yourself, what would it be? If I was Nick and could change one thing about myself. Maybe the way No.
I would say his shoes. He wears the Birkenstocks too much. He needs to switch to Crocs.
So
You
dumb.
know, Rico, I wear my Crocs every day.
I know you do.
He needs to switch to Crocs.
I would probably go with the way that after he gets a haircut, he just won't stop messing with it.
All right.
Just that.
That's
It's just
fair.
very specific.
Very specific.
Very specific. Yeah, it's fine. He's my co-host. I pay attention. Big Frank, what non-Big Four, NBA, NFL, MLB, NHL sport is your guilty TV pleasure? Mine are NASCAR and bowling. Mine is track and field.
Shocker. Mine, I have a few. Golf, I'm big. I watch golf quite a bit. Cycling, I've been following the Tour de France pretty closely. Love the Tour. And during the Olympics, like during the Summer Olympics, I'm not kidding. My favorite sport to watch is swimming. Love swimming. But when Michael Phelps was doing his thing,
Do you like
that
watching
obviously is
swimming?
what
No,
swimming is crazy.
Oh, it is.
Like if you've gone swimming, I can maybe go 4 or 5 laps without getting gas. Those guys will go for like 2 miles.
Yeah. They just back
And
and forth,
basically
back and
do it
forth.
as fast as like I run a mile.
I'm like, what are you doing?
It's insanity.
It's wild. No, mine is track and field. I also kind of weird, but equestrian. Is that weird? I like watching the horses.
No, I like watching.
And then
horses.
during the Winter Olympics, not curling like everybody likes. Big fan of bobsled. I have no idea.
Bobsled is cool.
I have no idea what's happening or what they're supposed to be doing, but I love it.
Are you Summer or Winter Olympics?
Summer. Track and
Same.
field.
Okay, I was
It's all
about to
summer.
say I'm not a big fan of the Winter.
I'll be
Olympics.
watching the.
I watched very little.
I'll be watching the World Championships in Eugene, or at least I'll be trying to. That'll be happening this weekend, next weekend. One of those is
Nice.
true. I don't actually know when they're going on, but I will be watching it as soon as I see that it's on.
Right.
So
I'll usually watch the Mr. Olympia too, but that's not really
like
a sport.
the strongman competition.
See, those are cool, but those guys you got to think have so much mass. Mr. Olympia is impressive because those guys are like 300 pounds and have like 3% body fat.
No.
It's honestly crazy.
No, I like watching the strongman because it's just massive humans doing massive human things. Like they're picking up
Yeah.
a car and walking, like 25
Like
feet.
7 people on their back.
Yeah, and I'm just
walk like 100 meters.
Yeah, just like, what are you doing?
Okay.
What are you
So
doing?
that's what we're doing.
That unnamed texter, not going to read that question. Here's some.
Also, no, I can read it real quick.
Oh,
though.
can you? Okay.
Brad is on vacation. Texter. He
Okay,
says whatever happened to Brad Anderson. He's just on vacation. He'll be back next week.
Okay, I wasn't
The
sure.
10
I
11
don't know
morning
what's
show
going on.
lives on.
Here's some suggestions for jerseys. I am hip.
Is that a real person or is
Yes.
that people joking?
No, that's
like,
a
I am hip.
those his initials. It's Isaiah Moses Hip.
When did he play?
Back
Because there's a
in
few
the-
people that said
Yeah,
this.
back in the late mid 80s.
I'll ask Rashawn about him. Rashawn probably knows.
He knows him, or maybe early 90s.
We
Look,
know
the
it's
text
Jim.
line. The text line will correct me. But no, fantastic running back.
That would be
I
an
am hip.
awesome jersey.
I am hip. Jarvis Redwine is another one.
Well, what would the back say? Would it say M hip or would it just say hip?
I think it just says hip. I'm sure you could customize it to say I am hip, but people,
but then people would think I'm joking.
but no, people would know.
Well, that's the thing is, let me ask
Or you
this.
would, or it would just say hip, and it would have his number, and people would know.
Would my generation, my age, so I'm 24, would people know what I am hip is? Like, would they know who
Yes,
that is?
They should.
Okay.
If they're Husker fans, they will.
Okay. That's I want to make sure of that too.
Lawrence Phillips, one of the best running backs of all time.
The only thing about that might be a little controversial.
People love their Lawrence Phillips.
People
jerseys.
do love Lawrence Phillips.
I do get you're saying. Mason says, "Do you guys still No, we do not. I don't know why. Sorry, Mason. Another unnamed texty. I am hip.
Nice.
Disc golf, Jake. Make your guilty pleasure sport to watch disc golf. I like to play, I haven't played in a while. Disc golf, very fun.
Listen, disc golf, Jake. I'm gonna tell you right now. Go ahead, follow me on Twitter. Send me a message. Nathan B 1011. World Disc Golf Day is August 6th this year. And I'm pretty sure that's a Saturday. The Friday before that, I'm trying to do a disc golf story for the morning show on like disc golf in Lincoln.
There you go.
I don't know where that's going to go. I don't know where that's headed. That's just me brainstorming. This is how I am as a journalist. I like think of fun stuff.
I
cool
mean, you
things
have
like that.
his number on the text line. You could always get in contact.
Oh,
with
I
him.
didn't even think about that.
Yeah, so
okay.
there's
Well,
that.
disc golf, Jake, we'll be in touch. I got to do a disc golf story.
Thomas and Lincoln with more of his memes with Nick. Dusty says, Nate, you need a Tom Rathman jersey. I think you even look a little like him.
Who's Tom Rathman?
It's former Husker. I can't. I'm going to be honest. I couldn't tell you exactly, and people are going to chastise me for it, but you can look it up.
I'm going to look it up right now.
Like, I know the name, and I know, it's important.
I do kind of look like Tom Rathman. He has a little bit better hair than me. So he played fullback. Okay.
There it is.
Now we're talking. That's what I'm talking about, Dusty. More of that on the
You want more
line.
fullback love?
I want fullbacks, maybe a lineman. A lineman would
An
be cool.
offensive lineman?
An offensive. I don't want to defend. I want an offensive
You're
lineman.
going to have to customize those ones.
No, that's fine. I'm willing to spend the big bucks to look cool.
Okay.
But that's the thing is that's why if I'm going to customize, it's got to be someone who's cool.
You should get a Bob Brown jersey. Former offensive lineman for the Huskers, played for the Raiders.
Nice.
The story is he once punched a goalpost and it fell over.
That's what we're talking about. We need more of that.
He has said like it was all rusty and everything, and he knew, but they like covered it up with the padding. But he just wanted to like intimidate people, so he punched it,
and
it fell
that's
over.
awesome.
But
that is really cool.
It's just a story like, look, he punched a goalpost and it fell over. So look, don't mess with him.
That is cool.
Claytonia John. You know what? I can read that. A banana hammock is a thing, Rico. Would you wear it to the beach? LOL. Probably not. This is honest. Probably not.
You could
be a
pull
little
it
weird.
off.
I feel like I could, but I don't want to.
You could pull it off.
Yeah, I don't want to. It's very weird.
Rocket.
Very
Do
weird.
it, Rico.
I'm looking like Borat. Another unnamed texter. I am 26 and would have had no idea about I am hip. Well, sorry, Charlie.
Damn it.
No, people know. People would know.
'Cause I'm gonna wear it to like the rail yard. So
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
no,
wear,
pe-
I'm gonna
oh, yeah.
wear it around a bunch of people
Oh,
my
yeah.
age.
They will know.
They would know.
They will know.
All right, because I want some people to be like,
And
"Whoa,
if they don't,
nice jersey."
And if they don't, you just inform them, and then everybody would love it.
So, for example, this is the last time I bring up Virginia Tech. Nebraska's going 9-3. I'm gonna start doing that every single time I prep Virginia Tech. I had a Marcus Vick jersey when I was in college. So that's the kind of thing I want. The juices flowing. So, but then it's funny because a bunch of girls that I would talk to that were tailgating were like, I thought Michael Vick was number 7. No.
He was.
He was. This is Marcus Vick, number 5. Get it right. That was a cool jersey.
This is the better of the Vicks, right? That's what you would say?
I do say that. Marcus was better.
You're the worst. Eric says my buddy has a custom OJ Juice Bills jersey. Phillips is less controversial.
Oh, that is, well, in that sense, yes, that is true. But I also don't know if I would rock an OJ Juice jersey. But an OJ Bills jersey, that's pretty darn cool. I had a buddy in college who had a OJ Simpson USC jersey.
Oh, wow.
That was pretty cool.
Wow.
Customized, though.
Unnamed text says a Cookie Belcher jersey. It's a basketball jersey, but still.
Nah, if I'm getting a basketball jersey, I got to go Strick.
That makes sense. That checks out.
I don't think he'd give me a game worn one, but I can customize it.
Not. Ryan from Nashville says, I really want a Janovich jersey. I had a Seneca Wallace Iowa State jersey. That's a good jersey.
Now, that's a throwback.
That's a good jersey. My first Husker jersey was a custom Brooke Behringer one. That's cool. Nate, out of all these people, who would you want to run your franchise out of the 2-year starting QBs in the NFL? Oh, I saw. So there's supposed to be a picture with it. It's who is it? Mac Jones. It's just all the guys in that draft class. I don't remember exactly who all it is.
So that would have been when it went 1, 2, 3. Trey Lance was 3.
Yep.
Zach Wilson was 2.
Yep.
Who was the first overall pick? Why am I drawing a blank right now? Not Zach Wilson, no. Not Trey Lance, no. Trevor Lawrence.
Yes. So out of those 4, who would you want leading your
Out
franchise?
of those 4, probably Trevor Lawrence, just because I think that he has potential. I think it might be similar to a Peyton Manning. He had a terrible rookie year, and then he elevates his game to the next level and then becomes a great quarterback. I'm not saying he's Peyton Manning by any stretch of the imagination, but the most upside, I would say, probably Trevor Lawrence.
I would say the biggest difference in that is Trevor Lawrence is playing for the Jaguars, and they're crappy still.
That is true.
You should have chosen Mac Jones because he's going to be great.
I don't know about that. Also, Eric added,
Justin Fields was on there.
No, not Justin. I'll go Trevor Lawrence. Justin Fields. No. Eric also said we missed. He said Colts record prediction. What do I have over there? I think I have Colts over 11.5 wins, so 12-5. 12-5. I'm telling you right now.
All right, yeah, whatever.
Wait,
Whatever,
Matt
man.
Ryan's the truth.
Okay, you do that. Just a bunch of other Jersey people in there, but we're gonna head to a break, and I'm gonna
Joe
ask
Gantz. I like that.
You want a Joe
Peyton
Gantz
Seward?
jersey?
That is nice because that's when I think people would remember. People know Joe Gantz, and it's ironic enough to be like, "Oh, that guy's wearing a Joe Gantz jersey. What's that guy?"
You should get a Zach Lee jersey, but it would just say Lee, And people would be like, why do you have a Tanner Lee jersey? And be like,
That
no,
is
no,
true.
no.
No. I like the Joe Gantz. I think that's a good idea, Pete and Seward. I can get behind that.
Be a good idea. So, okay, we're going to head to a break. Thank you all for contributing into the tip jar today. I'm going to ask you one final question, sir. I'm going to ask you the question now before we get into the break. So you have time
So
to
don't
think
answer
about
it.
Don't answer it yet.
Okay.
We're just saying that it's a winning record, okay? It's a winning season for Nebraska.
Okay.
Would you have rather had a 1,000-yard rusher or a 1,000-yard receiver? Nathan's answer up next on the Happy Hour.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day long wherever you are. More of the Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric ensures our home and office HVAC systems run smoothly throughout the year to provide maximum comfort and convenience. Routine maintenance reduced our operating costs just by improving the efficiency of our unit. Consider a maintenance agreement to ensure you too receive priority for services and scheduling. This helps meet manufacturer warranty requirements. Action delivers honest quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
Did you know that the U.S. has added over 1,100 new breweries in the last 18 months? Learn more by shopping at Myers Cork and Bottle, 13th and South, and by tuning into Thirsty Thursdays with Kevin Myers, because sports are better with a drink in your hand and a friend at your side. Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends. That's the greatest compliment we can receive. If you've been in an accident, we'll get you back in your vehicle as quickly as possible. Our technicians care about you and your family and repair your vehicle to factory standards. We handle your claim from start to finish and provide a free loaner car. Stop by for a free estimate. Eustace Body Shop, just south of 88th and Highway 2.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Morning thunderstorms will give way to partly sunny skies and a hot afternoon with a high of 94. South winds could gust over 25 at times. We'll see another slight chance of thunderstorms tonight with a low of 75. And more heat on the way for your Friday. Highs tomorrow around 96. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey, it's Nicklin Hames from Nebraska Volleyball. I hate wasting time in practice, and I want to help you stop wasting your time when you're looking for an electrician. High Electric has been serving the area for over 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They are experts in everything like remodeling, new additions, hot tub installation, and more. And they take jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606 or learn more at high-electric.com.
Are you sick of mindlessly running on a treadmill or the lack of motivation to consistently work out? Whatever your challenge, Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping can help. Whether you want to lose weight, boost energy, or simply improve your overall health, you'll fit right in at Farrell's regardless of age or abilities. Build endurance with their kickboxing and strength training group fitness classes while also getting nutrition coaching. Try Farrell's now for a free week. Visit fxblincoln.com or call Jeff at 402-310-4026. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $22.58 per hour. And other select jobs is starting at $24.28 per hour, with wages growing up to $30.30 per hour. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Get a lot of advice about self-care these days, but one of the most important self-care steps we can take is making sure we're financially secure later in life. For small steps you can take to save for retirement, visit WeSaySaveIt.org. A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Final segment of the happy hour right here. My final segment of the day, and I'm going to go home and rest my voice because I have another long day tomorrow. But it's okay. I thank all of you for sticking with me and
Thank you, Rico.
supporting me through the day.
Thank you for having me.
My throat is like really scratchy right now.
Yeah.
But I asked you a question before the break, and I want to get your take on it because I asked Bach and I answered myself, and the text line kind of chimed in as well. Not kind of, they really chimed in. We're just saying Nebraska has a winning record at the end of the season. I'm not saying what the record is because I don't know. They just have a winning record.
Right.
All right. They had a pretty good season. Would you have rather had a 1,000-yard rusher or a 1,000-yard receiver on that team?
If you would have asked me last year, I probably would have said running back. But now filtering to Mark Whipple's offense that he's going to run, I'd probably say receiver because that means that it would probably look similar to Pittsburgh's, in which they had a three-headed monster at running back. Collectively, they ran for 1,600 yards. They had a good run game, 1,600 yards, 16 touchdowns. I think Nebraska could be similar in that sense. So you could kind of have a three-headed monster at running back. Obviously, there's a lot of questions kind of around. I feel like Jacquez Yant is a big one. I would like to see him get more carries. Didn't get too many last season. Anthony Grant's kind of been at the top of people's watch list. Do we really know how many carries he's going to get? I mean, we don't really know. So I wouldn't be surprised if Nebraska kind of went with a three-headed monster at running back. So I would have to say receiver. I mean, you look at what Jordan Addison did last year at Pittsburgh. Obviously, there's not a Jordan Addison on Nebraska because you don't have the best wide receiver in the country.
But then again, they didn't know that Jordan Addison was Jordan Addison going into
that
the
is
season.
true. And I think Trey Palmer could maybe be a guy that fits into that role. I still have faith. A lot of Husker fans don't. I still have faith that Omar Manning is going to figure it out one of these days. I don't know why, but in the back of my mind, he hasn't yet. But one of these days, that guy's going to figure it out.
So Mickey Joseph was on Sports Nightly the other night and was talking about the receivers. The one name he didn't mention, Omar Manning.
Really?
The one name.
What was the big name that he mentioned then?
He mentioned everybody else.
Okay.
Omar Manning was the one receiver he didn't mention by name.
Well, that doesn't bode too well for my prediction there.
All right. I'm not sure what it means. You can read into it if you would like.
Right.
But that is the one name that was not mentioned by Mickey Joseph on his radio appearance.
Interesting. Well, I want to see Nebraska's offense look similar to Pitt last year, who ended up making the Peach Bowl. I'm pretty sure Nebraska fans wouldn't be too upset with the Peach Bowl
Definitely
appearance.
take that.
We would take that in a heartbeat. Speaking of, I mean, it could be Nebraska because Michigan State was in the Peach Bowl last year.
I mean, heck, a Pinstripe Bowl appearance would be fun.
Say what you will, though. The Pinstripe Bowl kind of sucks because then you get blown out by Maryland. So
no, you can't have two Big Ten teams there.
That's what happened last year with the team that shall not be named. Nebraska's going 9-3. But no, I would say 1,000-yard receiver. I think that the way that I envision the offense and the way that I envision Nebraska being most successful, I think would mean that they have a 1,000-yard receiver. Mm-hmm. Again, I know you guys are big on the run game, and I am too, and I love the ground and pound, run the damn ball, but I just think there's so much talent in the backfield. It's going to be pretty difficult to say, okay, that guy's going to run for 1,000 yards. If you look at the receiving core, I would say Trey Palmer's probably the most likely guy to get 1,000 yards. I could be wrong. He had, 300 at LSU last year, but he was also a former 5-star. So take that as you will. But I'm going to go with the receiver.
That is also what I went with. I really want to.
Box said running back, didn't he?
He did say running
Shocker.
back. A lot of the text line said running back. I think there was 2 or 3 people that said receiver, and we're on that page with us. But I just think it'd be cool. I didn't really have a bunch of reasons. I was like, look, it'd just be cool to have a 1,000-yard receiver. You've only had one in your history as a squad. One as a school. So
really,
it could be 2. Maybe Johnny Rogers had 1,000. I'm not exactly sure.
Okay,
but I do know that it was Stanley Morgan.
I knew that for sure.
Is the one for sure. So it'd be really nice to get another one in there.
Cool.
And like you said, in Mark Whipple's offense, it just seems like it would work. I don't think it'll be Trey Palmer, though, if it does happen.
Really?
Yeah.
Who would be your prediction?
Just based off of Mickey Joseph's words and who he was talking about, Isaiah Garcia Castaneda seems to
Really?
make a big push.
I'd be all right with that. That'd be
I would
pretty
be
cool.
totally fine with
That'd
that.
be awesome.
But anyways, thank you guys so much for sticking with me. That is my final segment of the day. I will actually see you guys tonight on Behind the Game with PJ. So Ticket Water Cooler with Nathan and Bach up next. Adios.
John Henry's Plumbing.